There's just something in the daily, just slowing down and being patient and just being intentional with your time with the Lord. That's probably what I didn't fully comprehend all the way there is, at that time I was probably like, there's stuff to do. I got to do it. There's things on the wall. I gotta get it completed. And life is so fast. Life is so busy. I mean, you could sit here and blink and 5 years can go by, especially in ministry.
Hey there, welcome to Two Pastors Unplugged. I'm Rick Probst. Hey, what a pleasure to talk to this young man, Thiago Roig. He is the youth pastor there at Go Church on the south side in Sharpsburg. Pastor, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Go Church, I did some digging around, and you guys are rocking down there. What's the deal?
Yeah. Oh, it's a great question. I mean, just the Lord's moving. Number one, it's the Lord's just doing a mighty work here. I think we're under some great leadership. We have awesome pastors, a great support staff, a great board. It's just, we just love people so much, and we just want to be involved all the time. And I think our main goal isn't anything other than just connection with people and getting the word into their minds. And whatever comes from that is just, like I said, all glory to God and God alone. But, we're just trying to keep it going, keep it moving. We love to do a lot of events too. So we have a lot of opportunities to meet new people as well. And so it's going great though, but you're right. It's popping, it's going. So
yeah, check out the website if you're watching or listening, mygochurch.com, and you'll see what's going on. They've got 3 campuses, one in Sharpsburg, one near DC. It's in Maryland, but it's right there near DC. And then one on the west side. And is it J.C. Worley is the lead pastor there? So
yes,
how did you connect with Go?
Oh, wow. So for me, I really started going to Go Church about 3+ years ago, just around 3. And I was involved just with the youth. First and foremost, one of my best friends from college was the youth pastor currently here. And when I walked in the door first time when I was visiting, he was one of the first faces I saw. And I was like, what are you doing here? Just so we connected like that. And his name is Ben Calhoun. And so just from there, he was like, bro, you got to get plugged in. You got to hang out. You got to get to know these students. And I was like, sign me up. So really, I started as a volunteer. I kind of came in here just as a regular churchgoer and just being super plugged in and involved. I eventually got plugged into Go Kids and our kids ministry, and just loved serving, loved the people here. It just, the culture here is just, it's so great. They love to, it's like in a great way, they kind of voluntold, be like, hey, you look great for this spot over here. So I kind of got dragged into that in a great way. Super, super thankful. So that's how I got plugged in. And then how I got to this position, Ben Calhoun, the youth pastor before me, he felt called to go into adult ministry. He wanted to help out with small groups. He felt like there wasn't a connection for new believers to find out how to read their word or even just live the Christian life, and how to go through that. Because I think we as a society, and this is from Ben's words, he said, we think being a Christian, accepting Lord in our life, everything's going to be kosher, everything's going to be great. But unfortunately, that's not true. We know that there's troubles that come, there's trials that come, but we can trust in the Lord and through that. And so he wanted to move into that section of ministry, which the church was awesome for him to do. They allowed that. And when he moved there was a gap, obviously, in this position as a youth pastor. And they said, who can we bring up? Like, who's someone that we know loves this church, loves the kids, loves this? And I'm not saying anything about me, but they were just like, you over here. Told you. No. So, but I was teaching at a Christian school, Bible at a Christian school right down the street. And then they called me and they said, hey, how would you like to be the youth pastor? And I said, that would be a dream come true, truly. So that's how I got here. Long story short.
Love that. Pastor Roig is youth pastor there at Go Church. Let's talk about, now listen, back in the day, a long time ago, right around dinosaur time, I was a youth pastor. And out in California, I guess it doesn't really matter where it was, but I was a youth pastor. So, but to me, even as I moved into, I wanted to stay a youth pastor. In fact, I had to. They took me kicking and dragging into associate and then lead pastor. Because I loved the kids.
Yeah.
We had a great time, and I loved ministering the word to them. And I saw their little lives transformed. They were 15, 16, 19, 20, whatever they were. And today, we're Facebook friends. We live in different states, and I have seen their families, and some of them even have grandkids. Can you believe that? But their walk with Christ has stayed strong, and they've served, some of them pastors. It's so rewarding. And thank you for just imparting into these young men and young women, because, and you said something key. You said something that, when we, about your friend Ben, who used to be the youth pastor, who now pastors in another area. But you said, sometimes we can come into this thinking that everything's okay. And then we realize, wait a minute, I thought my ducks were going to be in order all the time, and something happens. And I think that where you are in your ministry, you probably see that more evident than maybe someone that deals with adults all the time. What do you think? I mean, you see a lot of things, and you're helping these folks. What are the questions that they ask you, Pastor?
Oh, wow. So, I mean, you're right. This generation, these students, they're hungry. Number one, they are hungry for something that they don't even know that they want, if that makes sense. They're drowning in a world of information, searching for a solution, and they're lost. They're stuck in their phones and their social media. And I actually attended this, and I'll answer your question, I promise. Actually attended this conference, this day or two conference, just about Gen Z, this next coming generation coming up. And I walked in there kind of like the old man of like, this generation, they've ruined everything. Like, these kids aren't grateful. Like, oh my gosh, like they're just a bunch of punks and they get on my nerves, like all of that. But I walked out of that conference almost brokenhearted for them, because like, I didn't even realize how much they were up against and what they were, facing in their life. I get a lot of questions from the students great questions. And I wouldn't say basic, but common questions in the Christian faith of like, well, if God loves me, why does this happen?
Yes.
Or if I thought I was a Christian, like, why is it now so much harder to read my Bible or to go to church or whatever it is? And so I get a lot of how-tos, like, how do I do that? Or how can I read my Bible? How can I get closer to God? And it's because I think they're just so lost in, like I said, so many other directions and so many other, this is how you should feel. And so I really get a lot of almost like confused. Is this real? Is this going to happen? Like, what else am I supposed to do? What am I missing? It's a lot of questions like that from the students. But there's also some that also they understand. They've been through a lot. They can see in their life that the Lord is working, when they don't see it or when they don't work it, or when they don't feel it. And I think the main question from those kids, like that kind of have been through a little bit more and understand that this is a journey and a whatever, like it's all part of it. Sanctification. It's the how do I stay in this? Like, how can I stay in my word? Like, what is this doing daily? Because there's days I don't feel it. There's days I don't this, that. And so what I'm trying to do, and I'm not saying it's anything that I have, like I said, I have a great leadership above me. And there's other youth pastors in this area, in the state, and this whole nation that we're trying to do the same thing. We're preaching to these kids. We're giving them the news about a risen Savior that's for them. And again, they're just lost in things. But what I'm just trying to do is create, again, just relationships, just connection. I think that's what Jesus did. I think he just was so good at just, coming down on their level, just seeing where they're at, just seeing what can he do in that moment. Not a forever fix. Yes, that was what he came for, but it was, I'm here for you right here, right now. What do you need right here, right now? And so I really try to hone in on that aspect with the students is, going to their games, hanging out with them, grabbing coffee, grabbing breakfast, like whatever it is, meeting them where they're at, showing them that, hey, this is all a part of it. This is what we do, and push through. We're doing this together. So,
hey, we hear that you're loving Two Pastors Unplugged, so we want to remind you to hit the subscribe button right there on the bottom and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're an audio only, we love you. Thank you for listening to us. And you can subscribe wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. And there's a new episode that drops every Tuesday morning, so look out for that. And hey, thanks for listening. Now, back to the show. You've talked about this a few times on the podcast. It's about connection. And I love two things. The beauty of it is that these young men and women trust you enough to ask you. They could just split and just say, okay, this is too hard. I can't, but they trust you. They are connected to you. Mm-hmm. And whatever answer you give them, it's always going to be a great answer. But even if they don't like that answer, I think they trust you and they're going to get it. They may not fully walk in it, but they trust you because of who you are and what you've established. And, I remember, and this is not about me, but we had our own, we would meet once a week, the youth and I, mm-hmm. and, we would do a service. But after that, we always went to, it was a Del Taco. I don't think they had Taco Bell then, but we would go to the Del Taco and we would just talk. We would laugh and we would connect. And I ended up getting calls where if somebody needed prayer, they trusted me then. And you have built something that I think we could all learn from that. We're talking with Pastor Roig from Go Church. He's the youth pastor there, and good stuff going on there. If you could, and you're a young man, but if you could talk to yourself, let's say 3 years ago, you could go back and you would give some advice, some insight, some wisdom, because you're a wise young man. What would you say? Well,
first and foremost, thank you for calling me young. I don't get that a lot. These students, they make fun of me. They call me an old man, so, wow, great question. I think 3 years ago, I was 27, I'm 30 now. I would say the biggest thing for me to know at 27 is slow down. Patience. Like there's just something in the slow, of the daily, just slowing down and being patient and just being intentional with your time with the Lord. That's probably what I didn't fully comprehend all the way there is, at that time I was probably like, there's stuff to do. I got to do it. There's things on the wall. I gotta get it completed. And life is so fast. Life is so busy. You could sit here and blink and 5 years can go by, but yes. Especially in ministry. But I think the biggest thing I would tell the younger me is slow down, take your time. Like just yes, those things are coming and those things will have to be done. But right here, right now, what can you do in this moment? And so, slowing down, taking a minute to take a breath, just smell the roses, all the above. So.
See, I thought you were a much younger man. When you said 27, I said, what? Right?
Yeah.
You're close to 30, aren't you?
I am 30. I am 30 right now. Yes, sir. So thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. I feel it. I feel young still, but I feel I'm getting there in my body. I wake up and I'll be like, oh, I wasn't there yesterday, or whatever. And so, but other than that, I'm still there. Hanging out with teenagers helps out. So.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So what are you excited about? What's next? What's next for you? And of course you're connecting and you've got events that are going on at Go Church. And I'm sure obviously if you check it out, mygochurch.com, you'll see that they do have a lot of things going on. But what are you excited about for you and the youth that's coming up?
Well, coming up for me is just personally excited for summer camps. We partner with Legacy Camp in North Georgia, and that is like the highlight of the summer for the students and us as leaders. We can go there, and it's kind of like we can take off our planning and coordinating hat and kind of enjoy being there with the students and stuff. So I would definitely say that's the ultimate thing that we're looking up coming up that's exciting for is summer camp. But overall, I would say within the next several months or a year or so for youth would be for me is our team. I think I've been growing a great team. I have some amazing leaders that are strong, willing, capable, all the things that they're fired up. They want to serve the youth. So I think I'm most excited just on my end for the team that I'm creating. Because as you know, as a youth pastor, or as a pastor in general, you can't do it all on your own. I think that's one of the first lessons I've learned is, wow, I cannot do this by myself. I need a team. I need some people behind me, and I need to learn how to create a structure to where I can hand some things off, and not only that, not only so that it can take things off my plate, but so that it can give the leaders some buy-in, some culture creation on their own, and they can connect with the students on themselves as well. So our team's getting really strong, and I'm loving all the people that are joining. And as the church is growing, so is the team. The team just everyone wants to come in and see what's going on at youth. And I think youth is just an area of ministry that we see as a whole, as a church, that's the most important in a way, because they're next. Like we just did a awesome renovation for our Go Kids station, and everything that's over there is like brand new, state of the art things, and that's because, and Pastor JC said this, it's because we want to invest and pour into the next generation, and that includes our leaders and our volunteers and everything. So I would say that we're creating something really, really cool here, where we can just set the table for these students to come in and meet Jesus. So pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love all of that. I think that's amazing. And I think that will help. I know that will help those that are watching and listening, no matter what they do in the church, senior pastor, youth pastor. I think those are key things that you guys have captured, that you yourself have captured, and those that have led you to do. That we see, you can obviously see success, and success is, of course, they're connected to Christ, they're connected to you, and they're growing. And then they are, absolutely. They're the next church.
Yep.
They're the me 40, 50, 60 years, later. There you go. And you brought up something, and I just had a question in my head. How can, because you've seen this, because your lead pastor, it has been intuitive and sharp, but how can a lead pastor or lead pastors help their youth ministry, their youth pastors?
Well, for me personally, I would say the way that Pastor JC has really helped me is, he pours into me individually. He loves to check in on me and just be like, how's everything going? What can I help you with? And I know he long time ago, he was actually the youth pastor here before, several of the ones before me were. So,
wow.
So for me to know, okay, this is the guy that really just built this thing for me. He set it up. I love to hear anything he ever gives me, any piece of advice. So that was probably the biggest thing he did for me, was pouring into me individually. And in that, the advice that he gave me was what I just said previously, was to build your team, create a system that you got people behind you, in front of you, around you, so that it's not just you. Like, we can look at a youth group and not just see one person. It's a group of people. It's a team creating, like I said, just a situation, an environment for kids to just meet the Lord. And so, but he is so good at pouring in individually and in being intentional. He does, we have like once a month, all staff meetings where they'll just serve us lunch. They'll pour into us. They'll give us a great word and kind of even some encouragement, some wind in our sails as we go forward. Because like I've said, ministry is tough, and it can weigh on you in a lot of ways, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And so he sees that, I think, because he's been in these departments before. He knows this is what they need, and I want to be the one that provides it for them. So I'm super thankful for that. So for all the head pastors out there, that would be just the best thing. Again, just the pouring in intentional one-on-one stuff with your youth pastor. That's what's really affected me in a great way.
I love that. One last question. It's going to be a real deep one now. Get ready for it. Are you ready for it? It's going to be real deep and theological.
Okay, so I'm ready.
I hope you got your seatbelt on. What makes you chuckle? What makes you chuckle when you get to hang out with the youth and your team? What makes you chuckle?
Oh man, these kids are so silly. I mean, that's such a basic way to say it, but they're just silly. They love to pick on each other. You know, when they get, I love when we go to camps because we don't take away their phones, but we're really like, hey, you should leave that in the bed and let's go over here and hang out all together. And when you do, when you get them separated from their phones and around each other, they're just a bunch of goofballs. I'm actually I'm a goofball myself. So for me, I probably don't help. I probably hurt sometimes. You know, I'm being a little loud myself or making some silly jokes on stage. But I would say really it's the even when we have like serve opportunities or we're playing games in the gym, it's just seeing them, how they react with one another. You know, I'm learning all the new, disses they say to each other or the jokes that they say, all the new words. I'm like, that's a new one. What does that mean? And they're just like, they'll just be like, oh my gosh. They call me PT, Pastor T. So it's like, oh, PT, you're so old, man. Get behind it, and but I would say that they just the way they interact with each other, the way that they joke around, even with me, which I'm thankful for. I'm glad that they feel comfortable enough to joke around with me. That's what makes me laugh the most. It's just them being kids, and I actually like to push them into that realm, be like, hey, you should be loud and dumb and have fun, And there's a time and place for everything. When we lock in on worship and everything, it's different. But super thankful for that they are comfortable enough to make me, I guess, one of their friends, quote unquote, or throw me in on the jokes as well. So that's what makes me laugh.
I love that. Pastor T. I love that title.
Yeah. Because, Thiago, sometimes it can be a tough name. Sure. So I blame my mother for that. That's her fault. No. But no, it's an amazing opportunity to be here and just can't be more thankful for the Lord just where he's placed me. So,
well, we appreciate you answering the call as pastor, and you it's evident that we can see your fruit. That's what the Apostle Paul said. Can you see the fruit? And it's evident, not only your one-on-one with me, but the fruit of how you've imparted to so many people. And as you continue to do that, God's blessings to you. Pastor T there at the Go Church, I'd love to have you back.
Yes, sir.
And we could talk about other stuff.
Would love it.
And chuckle ourselves. So I'll tell you old war stories, and I'll let you laugh at me.
I love that. I would love that. Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much.
Pastor T, Go Church. Check it out. If you're watching there, it's on the ticker, mygochurch.com. Check that out. And hey, if you're on the South Side, check out the church. They've got about 3 services, I think I saw there.
Yes,
and that church has always been rocking. It really, really has. Pastor Matura, years ago, he was the lead pastor then, but that church has always been solid and just some good stuff going on there. And it continues. It's good to see that going on, the church expanding and growing people and loving people. Thank you for being a part of that. mygochurch.com is the place. Hey, next week, another great guest. Join us for that. Have a great week. I'm Rick Probst. This is Two Pastors Unplugged. See ya.
Thank you.
That's a wrap of this episode of Two Pastors Unplugged. But hey, don't stop here. You can click the next video and the next one and the next one. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel and to the podcast, just search Two Pastors Unplugged on your favorite app. And we want to connect with you during the week. So go to @FaithTalk Atlanta, and we are everywhere across the board. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.